موجود. Today it's the third day and final day for our workshop. According to new circumstances that Sarah from University of Tony, she is ill. Therefore, our agenda for today only we will have two lectures, one from Artura and the second one from Dr. Sadek. Therefore, we started late at 10:30 in order to have now first presentation from Artura, and at 12:30 we will have a final one from Dr. Sadek regarding freelancing training and reach training of trainers. Rabab. Ahmad, Dr. Sadek will be busy before 12:30.
Sorry, Dr.
Yes.
Sadek,
Yes, he is here.
Dr. Sadek, you can present your presentation if you would like after Artura, or you will have.
It will not be a presentation. It will just about an overview about the project and the next step we want to do with. So okay, yeah, it will be fine after Prof. Arturo.
Okay, perfect. Arturo, you are welcome. You are with us? Yes.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Please kindly introduce yourself, and you can share your presentation.
Okay. This is Arturo Lavalle. I'm the coordinator of the Research and Development and International Relations Office here at Marconi University. What we do in our area is to deal with two macro areas of activities. The first one is about the support to our researchers and to our professors for participating to funding programs at both national and international level, especially at a European level, like, for example, the Erasmus Plus program. We are going to support our researchers from an administrative, financial, and also management point of view. And the second major area of activities is the creation, the implementation of the internationalization strategy of the university. We have several international relationships, international partnerships that aim to release and provide joint or double degrees or other kind of collaborations, especially in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. We also have a third branch of activities, which is about the collaboration with companies. And in this collaboration with companies, the initiatives are mainly related to innovation, we can say. That's why today I'm going to present you a presentation that I have already presented when we had our last REACH meeting in Rome. But since I was told that today there are also some students, so there are new people participating in this virtual meeting. So I decided to submit once again this presentation. The focus of this presentation is the relationship between innovation and standardization. And along the different slides, we are going to see how these two concepts that apparently are a bit distant, in reality are very well connected. Just a few words, a couple of few words about the university, again, addressed to the people that don't know about Marconi University. Our university was the first higher education institution that used or that introduced digitalization into academic programs, to be the first accredited institution in Italy in 2004 by the Ministry of Higher Education. So we have a long experience in providing e-learning programs, distance learning programs, and today our main goal is to go towards what we can define as a hybrid model. Because we want to develop also programs that can be released partly online and partly in presence. We have good facilities in the center of Rome. Our partners had the opportunity to have a look at them. And in this respect, we are also creating international students dormitory that will be ready by the end of March 2023. In order to introduce a little bit this presentation, I would like to talk to you about the initiatives of Marconi University concerning innovation. Last year, we created what we have called the Unimarconi Innovation Hub, which is basically a portfolio of initiatives linked to innovation that aim to valorize the interdisciplinary competencies of our institution, and to create synergies and cooperation with the society, the companies, and the territory. The Innovation Hub was divided into 6 thematic areas. And for these areas, we have identified firstly the target. So which are or who are the the people or the let's say the things that are addressed by this activity, by those activities, the objectives, the actions that have to be undertaken in order to achieve these objectives and to reach this target. Who are the human resources involved? Of course, because we have to clearly identify the people that can be moved or can be partly moved to innovation initiatives. Which is the further added value that each innovative initiative can bring to the others, or each area can bring to the other areas. For example, if we are going to have people students from the university that are going to create a startup inside the university, this, of course, could also lead to perhaps to submit a project for under a funding program, or this can also perhaps create a higher appeal for people in order to enroll at university. So let's say which are the other good consequences that can be earned beyond the target of this initiative or the different initiatives. And of course, as a last thing, we also have associated the initiatives to the indicators that are included in our strategic plan, in our development strategic plan. So just to have a look at the different areas, the first one is about technology transfer. Let's say that technology transfer is one of the main concerns that we have in Italy, but not only in Italy. This is a big problem which is experienced in many countries. There are some countries that have a good model or a good system of technological transfer from universities and research centers to the market, to companies, to industry. For example, Germany or even the Netherlands. I just give you some examples from Europe. But even in those countries, I've been to Germany a couple of weeks ago in order to implement some collaborations, especially in the south of Germany, which is the richest part of that country, where big companies like Mercedes or Porsche or Bosch are located. And the big companies are closely working with the government and with the funding programs of the government, so that it's easier for them to transfer the results of the results from the universities to companies. But for example, for the small and medium enterprises, they have the same problem. So what we want to do is to favor this technology transfer. And in this respect, we are implementing a series of initiatives. And here I make you an example, a couple of examples. The first one is about, again, funded projects. In this time is not about, we are not talking about the Erasmus Plus program, but we are talking about the Horizon program, which is the, let's say, the biggest and also the program that is the one requiring that the results of the projects should be implemented and exploited in an industrial or in any case in a company framework. Horizon today is called Horizon Europe. Up to a couple of years ago was Horizon 2020. Is the funding programs from the European Commission that is dedicated purely to research. In this respect, we here in this slide I just make a notice to the two approaches that we have in coordination, Blaze and GICO. The two programs are about the production of renewable energy from biomasses. The second one, GICO, is like an advance of the first one of Blades, since besides the production of energy from of energies from renewable energies from biomasses through gasification, it also adds the capture and the conversion of CO2. This is a very important project because, as you know, there is now a lack of CO2, which is very important in some industrial sectors. And the capture and conversion can give a twofold positive results, meaning from the one side, it helps struggle with of course with the pollution, and it's, let's say, it follows the objectives given by the European Union to become the continent, the neutral continent by 2050. And on the other side, the conversion of CO2 can help to find CO2 that is needed for some industrial processes. But another example of technological transfer is given by an initiative that we are about to implement with a company called Intellera Consulting, which is an Italian company. What we want to do with this company is to take the results of the research that is created not only in Marconi, but also in other Italian universities, possibly also in international universities, select the best research results, especially the ones that are in a more advanced phase, that have a higher TRL, and assess those results and present them to a panel of selected companies, in order that those companies can take advantage of the results and can exploit them into their related markets. In Italy, but I think this is something which is very common also in other countries. We have lots of patents, for example, that are not exploited at all. They remain into the universities without creating value for the industrial markets. So this is why we want to push this aspect. And again, we are going to do it in association with this company, which is called the industrial proof of concept. And the concept is to transform the laboratory proof of concepts into industrial proof of concepts, so something that can be really used in the market. We are going to do this even with the help of the national cluster for Industry 4.0, which is the cluster, the national cluster that groups the manufacturing companies in Italy. So we should start this in I think in 1 month, the latest. We had a delay because we had to start in September, but unfortunately, Intellera Consulting, which is a growing company that support especially the public sector in many activities, had lots of new projects to implement. So we had to delay a little bit the launch of this initiative, but I think that in 20 days or 1 month at the latest, we will be ready to launch this project. The second area is about entrepreneurship. Of course, it's very important that we create an entrepreneurial mindset into the university. You know, the universities like Marconi, at the beginning, that were defined the online universities, had a very simple model, a very simple structure. When we were born, you know, we took professors and research professors, mainly from other universities, that recorded lectures, and of course, after that, they remained into their original universities and doing research in those universities. After some years, the ministry regulated also the online part of the academic system, imposing some specific criteria, like, for example, having a fixed number of professors and researchers that should be hired, must be hired by the university itself, and must do research inside the university. So after this, you know, the issue of this decree, we were the first again to start normalizing the structure of the university, regulating the structure of the university. And we started also to think about how to to push and support our students to also look at your ideas or how to concretize their ideas. And in this respect, we included this area into the Innovation Lab framework. What we want to do is to support both our students and also our researchers to create startups or spin-off. And for example, one initiative in this respect, which will be held in the month of November, is the hackathon for the university students, launched along with Manager Italia, which is the biggest association of managers in Italy. Managers from different sectors, for example, tourism or distribution or maritime, etc., etc. And apart from that, we are also starting creating our contents together with companies, and this also means that in our programs, not only in the business ones, but also in other specific scientific sectors, we also put a part which is about management or about business, for example, and we have a master in fashion design, and we put inside this master also part on how to create a company in the fashion sector. The third area is about what we call the innovation ecosystem, and of course this is linked in many respects to the previous area. We want to support of course our students, our researchers, but we want to act also as a catalyst for helping developing startups from outside the university, and startups, and of course in innovative small and medium enterprises. And what we did was to launch this acceleration program, which we called SMAC, which means SAS Marconi Acceleration Kit. This acceleration program is launched and is implemented in collaboration with SAS. I guess that you know this multinational company, which is specialized into technologies like data analysis or artificial intelligence, blockchain, etc. And it's very interesting. Of course, we are going to support startups and innovative small and medium enterprises in the classical way, meaning mentorship, meaning how to write a business plan, how to improve parts of the idea, etc. But the good thing is that apart from that, the startups and the innovation SMEs that participate to this acceleration program, they can also, of course, they are specialized in technology, or they are going to develop technological ideas, but they can use SAS technology for free in the development or in the maturation of their ideas. And this is a very good opportunity that I have. These are some slides, another slide about the acceleration program. The fourth area is about public engagement, and this is very important because this invests what is considered like one of the three pillars that any university should be built on, apart from research and didactics. There is also what we call the third sector, meaning the role that the university plays into society. and the relationships that the university establishes with stakeholders, with external stakeholders of any kind. In this respect, I can give you as an example the work we are doing in general on standards related to innovation specifically. We are part of UNI, which is the Italian national standardization body, closely linked to ISO, the worldwide standardization organization. And apart from different works that we are doing with them, we have already concluded one important document, which was already published last year, which is a pre-standard named Enterprise 4.0, Guidelines for Innovation Management in Small and Medium Enterprises and Business Networks. This is about the definition of a model for implementing innovation management in small and medium enterprises, and also in the networks of companies in general, but of small and medium enterprises in particular. We have a specific law in Italy, which can be considered advanced if compared to other countries, that regulate the association, not the association, let's say the association of companies, but which are different from, for example, from the status of a consortium or again of an association or generic partnership. If you create a business network like this, which is called in Italian rete d'imprese, you can access some specific funds, you can access to specific programs, etc. So that's why we created this pre-standard, which is very unique in the framework of standardization, even at an international level. And ISO is studying this pre-standard in order probably to transfer it to an international level. The fifth area is about lifelong learning, which is again another important aspect of education in general. As we know, education or learning has changed a lot over the last years. We live in a let's say in a era where the change is very fast. Technology has modified everything. It's different from before when we learned a specific topic and it was valid for in many times for the whole working life of people. Today, competencies change at at a very rapid pace, and you have to be continuously educated in new skills, in new competencies that are needed in any work. So that's why it's important to reskill and upskill people that are already working, for example, or people that are not working anymore but have to find new jobs or new works. In order to create good lifelong learning programs, of course, even in this respect, we are going to look for the collaboration with external companies. Here I give you an example based on the collaboration between Marconi and Baker Hughes, previously General Electric, and after General Electric, Baker Hughes, and now only Baker Hughes. But in any case, still a multinational, important multinational company specialized in oil and gas. And with them, we created the three specific modules concerning Industry 4.0, meaning IoT, 3D printing, cloud computing, etc. And we put those 3 modules into our bachelors of industrial engineering and computer engineering. What they did was to include those contents into the refreshing programs that have inside the company. We are particularly proud of this collaboration because it was made, the contents were made by professors from Marconi and experts from Baker Hughes, but in a very, let's say, innovative way, in the sense that the different topics were assigned to experts from the company or professors from the university according to the specific skills of the 2 typologies. But each time that the person assigned for producing a specific subject finished that subject, the contents of that subject, it was revised by the counterpart. It was a bit long because it took 1 year to produce this, but the results were very good, and the results were very appreciated by our students and by people inside the company. The modules were made in Italian, and the next step will be to transform those contents, of course, update them a little bit, and transform those contents into in the English language, in order that especially Baker Hughes will be able to provide those contents to other branches, not only in the Italian branches, but also in other branches around the world. Lastly, we have the internationalization area. As I told you, we are quite active at an international level. We have different collaborations. We have projects that allow us to establish collaborations and to also exploit those collaborations even beyond the life of the projects. But it's also interesting to tell you that we are also very active in the publication area, especially at an international level. According to the multi-rank system, which is the ranking system adopted by the European Union, Marconi University was last year among the top 25 performers worldwide. Worldwide means that in this ranking system are grouped 1,900 universities from all over the world. So it's the biggest one. And we were among the top 25 performers in 3 categories of publications, research publications, international joint publications, meaning publications with at least 1 international co-author, regional joint publications, meaning publications with at least 1 regional co-author, and open access publications. Just a quick mention at Guide Association. In 2005, Marconi University created Guide Association. GUIDE is an acronym standing for Global Universities in Distance Education. The aim of this association was to favor, to advance the use of technologies in higher education. The association was very active up to the end of 2018. Then we were preparing a new conference, but the COVID break of the COVID unfortunately stopped everything, and the association remained in standby up to now. We would like to relaunch this association that was was joined by more than 160 universities from all over the world. Majority of them were not online universities, but were traditional universities interested in approaching the use of technology and also the e-learning modality in their academic offer. And now we would like to change the objective of the association in order to, let's say, favor innovation projects among the members. So to resume, this is our scheme for improving innovation activities. That means improving the different main objectives of our strategic plan. Those aspects, those areas are also included in a national plan from our government, which is called Italy 2030. And what we want to do with this innovation hub activities is to become what is called a fourth generation university, meaning a university that apart from didactics, the first generation, apart from the production of research, second generation, and the support to startups and innovative SMEs, third generation, intends also to add the co-creation of contents and of innovation and of research with external stakeholders, including public administration. Now let's focus a little bit on the relationship between innovation and standardization. The importance of standards is high. As I told you, there are many people that think that standardization is like something that creates obstacles to innovation, because many times innovation is seen as the result of the genius of the moment, or of people that are in the garage and like Facebook, and creates a new thing that will have planetary success. Of course, this happens, but in majority of cases, it's not like this. Innovation is not something disruptive, always disruptive, but it's many times it's just incremental, something that piece by piece helps people and companies and organizations in general to go ahead with something new. Standards are important because they have lots of advantages that can be grouped into the key benefits that are in the right part of the slides, because it helps to improve the internal operations, for sure. If you're going to digitalize a little bit the processes of the university, for example, in our case, we have done this with new systems for the relationships with students, or for the for example in the management of the requests arrived to the university for enrollments. They help creating or entering new markets, because many times standards, for example, in the ISO cases, standards are recognized worldwide, and you have to comply with them in order to be also recognized in different markets, in different countries. And key benefit 3 is, of course, again, scaling up operations, change operations, change, and in this benefit should also be added the change of culture, because culture is very crucial having an innovation cultural mindset is the key for implementing innovation inside an organization, and we are going to see this in the next slides. This is related to what we were saying. The definition, the most complete definition of innovation is included in the Oslo Manual, which was first released in 2014 and last release was in 2018. The Oslo Manual is a guideline for innovation issued by the OECD, the Organization of Economic Development, where innovation is seen as something which is new or an improvement of a product or process in an organization. And the Oslo Manual clearly distinguishes between a radical innovation, the one that I said, the result of genius, which is disruptive, which creates a disruptive change, and incremental innovation, which is made by continuous improvement. In any case, innovation is an output, is the result of a process. There is, at the ISO level, there is a series of standards that are grouped into what is called the ISO 56000 family, or ISO 56000 series, which is about innovation management and different aspects of innovation management. I put in red the ISO 56002, which is the guidance about the innovation management system, because according to many experts, this standard and the series in general will be for innovation what the ISO 9001 was and has become for quality. As you know, today, any organization, any company should comply, majority of cases, with the ISO 9001 standards. And for innovation, it will become this series the referential standard in the near future. That's for sure. This means that, for example, in order to apply, for example, for an innovation funding programs, for example, perhaps in the near future, you will be required to comply with this series, and for the innovation management system with the specific ISO 56002. Again, once again, the document that I was talking about before, we have already seen it. Just a look at the main principles for innovation management that are contained into the ISO 56000, the standard 0 of the series. That means the one that includes the terminology, the fundamentals, the vocabulary. This is also important because this introduces a common set of terminology regarding innovation management, which can be easily recognized in different contexts, in different regions at a global level. The principles are the realization of value, of course, which can be financial or even non-financial. For example, if you're going to introduce an innovation in the operations, this can help workers to act in an easier way or to save time. This is a value which is not financial, but this is a value which is important in any case for the work organization, for example. The second principle is about the future-focused leaders. This means that in order to implement innovation activities, leaders, the top management, should be open to also challenge a little bit the status quo of the organization and to think about new processes or new inputs that can improve the functioning of the organization in general or in particular segments for them. Strategic direction is linked to the leaders. Of course, you have to set specific objectives about innovation, and you have to find the way in order to reach those objectives. Culture, as I said before, as I told you before, culture is fundamental. Because if you don't create an innovation mindset into the organization as a whole, it will be very difficult to implement innovation initiatives. Because the first approach that people have is that we have always done things in this way. Why we should change? Many times innovation initiatives are not going to create immediate results, or can fail, of course, many times. But that's why we need an innovation mindset, because we should also be ready to face initial fails, for example. Exploiting insights means that you can have inputs, you can have ideas that can come from any person in an organization, or even externally to the organization. Sometimes, or very often, there is a particular area or branch into an organization which is devoted to innovation, and that's it, without any relationship or any communication with the other parts. But very often, inputs and the good ideas can come from any area or any person in any part of the organization. So it's important, or even outside, as I told you. So it's important to exploit insights that come from any part. Of course, it's important to managing uncertainty. This is particularly true in this specific period, in this specific historical era, where for sure technology is the key factor for change and for rapid change. But we are witnessing that there are even many other factors, that many other dynamics that are challenging the status quo, at least at a general level, at a global level, that was, let's say, in action until 1-2 years ago. But even some years ago, we can say, because this is a process that started some years ago, and we are going a little bit, back from the globalization system that was in place up to some years ago. So the future is more and more uncertain, and organizations and people have to manage this uncertainty, have to be ready to adapt to the changes, have to be flexible enough in order to adapt to the changes. And adaptability is the other principle, of course, strictly related with which we are saying. And finally, the system approach. That's why I underlined, and in the next slide, we are going to see which are the main points, the main aspects of the ISO 56002, which is about the guidelines for the innovation management systems. It's important to have a systemic approach, because if you're going to just improve a part, this can give results. But if you are not going to think about the whole structure, it will be difficult to have good results. it's like the human body. If you have if you are blessed in a part and you are going to recover this part, but without see the whole system, perhaps you are going to have shortly good results in the recovered part, but other consequences in the other parts. The systemic approach is important, even because it's linked to the uncertainty. It's linked to the fact that today everything is not linear, so you have to have a look at all parts of a system. And here you have the most important aspects contained into the ISO 56002, as I told you. Some of these, some of those aspects were already presented. We already talked about in the previous slides. Of course, those are strictly linked to the principles contained into the other standards. What we can add from this list, which can be interesting, is of course the fact that it's important to understand the interested parties when you are going to think about innovation initiatives. The interested parties can be not only internal to the organization, but also external. And this is linked to the first aspect, which is understanding the organization, its context. And in order to understand the organization, its context, you have to take a look at the internal factors or to the external factors. For example, you are going to create a new pharmaceutical company. You're going to create a new product, a new vaccine, for example. But if there is a change into the regulations of a country, you're not going to, you won't be able to distribute the new vaccine in this country. It happened. So that's why it's important to understand the context, even the external context, when you're going to start and launch and define innovation initiatives. For the rest, it's important to set in the scope of the innovation management system, means that, of course, you have to see the limits within which you want to act for the innovation activities. It's important to, going a little bit ahead, it's important to define the resources that you need, which can be financial, but others human resources, so people. The infrastructure that you need, of course. If you're going to introduce technological innovation, you need also, in many cases, new infrastructure. About finance, you should see if you have funds internally to the organization, or if you have to go for external fundings. And an important part is represented by the innovation portfolio management, which has also inspired our Marconi Innovation Hub. Here is a specific of the different aspects of the ISO 56002, but I don't want to take much time on this because we are close to the end of the hour assigned for this presentation. So I'm going to overcome the focus on the different aspects of the ISO 56002 in order just to show you how should be created and implemented an innovation portfolio management. As I told you, the Oslo manual distinguishes between disruptive innovation and incremental innovation. Many innovation portfolio management distinguish between three different kind of innovation. The ambition matrix that you see on the right is taken from the Harvard Business Review. The innovation portfolio has a series of objectives, of course. We are not saying something new compared to what we have said up to now. The innovation portfolio management helps to group the innovation activities and to have a general view of what you are going to do for innovation. So it helps to deal with uncertainty and change. Perhaps you can have a change in one of the aspects that can influence, can affect one of the innovation projects that you have in your innovation portfolio, and this general view can help you to adjust or to give priorities to other innovation projects, for example. And this also helps reducing risks, because again, you are able to see what are the innovation projects that it's better to push ahead, what are the innovation projects that should be put in standby or avoided at all. And of course, you are going to learn continuously from this kind of activity. And as I was telling, the Harvard Business Review and this matrix distinguishes 3 innovation categories. The incremental innovation, which means you are going to improve a little bit your existing products or processes that are still addressed to your existing customers, for example. There are portfolios or innovation projects in the portfolio for adjacent or sustainable innovation. This means that you are going to improve your existing products and processes, but expanding your market and offering them to a wider audience. And finally, there is also the radical disruptive innovation, which means that you are going to create something really new, which is going to disrupt the market. And you are going to have totally different, perhaps, clients or customers as well. Generally, experts say that the balance of the portfolio is 70% incremental innovation, 20% adjacent innovation, 10% disrupting innovation. Of course, this depends on the typology of the organization. If we are speaking about a startup, perhaps it's 90% disruptive, because as we know, startups are looking for disruptive products, new products that can have a big impact or going to change the market. Finally, I want to stress just another standard, which is an Italian, a national one, which is about innovation management professionals. Up to now, when we took in terms of innovation management, the correspondent profile was the innovation manager. Even in Italy, there is the Ministry of Economic Development that created a register in which innovation managers were listed. But the Italian National Organization Body noticed a lack in this approach, because the innovation manager was seen as, for example, like a superhero, having all the skills and competencies that are needed for implementing innovation activities in an organization. Of course, this is not the case. And this standard, which is once again something unique, not only at the national level, but also at least at the European level, distinguishes between 3 different profiles for innovation management. The innovation manager, who acts at a managerial level. So he is the one that helps the top management to have a different view about their activities and to help them to define the innovation objectives of an organization. Then the innovation specialist, who acts at a let's say medium management level, meaning he or she helps a function, an area of an organization to launch or to implement innovation activities, for example, administration. The innovation specialist is the one that says, okay, in order to improve your processes, you should put all your data in a cloud, etc. Just to make an example, very simple. And finally, the innovation technician, who is the one that acts at an operational level, meaning this is the one that he is or she is the one that creates, for example, the algorithm for a blockchain initiative in a specific company. So these are the three profiles highlighted in this standard, and I think that this is a good distinction, a good separation of roles concerning innovation management. And the innovation technician can also include the competencies that are the competencies that can have, for example, a freelance person, a person that has specific skills that can be put at the disposal of different organizations, especially, for example, when technology is needed. It's useless to have a case study. I want to stop here because it's 10:30, so we are on time. Thank you for your attention, and of course, if there are questions, I will be very happy to reply.
Thank you very much, Arturo, for this fruitful and interesting presentation. Of course, huge information you're giving us. Let's starting from questions from our colleagues.
Yeah, in fact, I have the question, Arturo. First, I would like really to thank you for your nice presentation as usual, especially the one, this is the second we have seen from you, one face-to-face in Italy, and this one. But Arturo, in fact, our education or university system, we have three pillars, you can say: teaching, research, and community service. So if we come to the innovation hub, how it's structured at your organization, or how we put this innovation hub in this structure under the umbrella of teaching or research or something different? How you deal with it?
Thank you very much, Sadiq, for the question. I can give you, since you have you had the opportunity to see the let's say the model of creation of programs. Just we can focus on pedagogy, on didactics. You had the opportunity to have a look at the infrastructure, our recording rooms, etc. What we are going to do is to have, for example, some professors that are specialized in technology, for example, or that are specialized in multimedia creation, multimedia videos creation, or multimedia programs creation as well, to involve other professors in using new tools and new technology, new infrastructure for having a better result in the provision of their lectures. We changed a lot along the years, for example, concerning the way in which we are going to provide our programs. And today we have a totally different infrastructure, totally different tools, more advanced. And but when there are these new tools in action, majority of professors are not ready for using it or don't want to use it, which is different, which is worse in some respects. So a very important thing, and this is valid for professors, this is valid for other areas, administrative areas of one organization, our university in this respect, is to involve all the people when you are going to introduce an innovation. It's important that you involve people, you push them to understand what are the benefits and the advantages of that introduction. And even if in words it appears very simple, when you're going in reality, in the facts, it's not simple at all, because anyone has a difficulty in trying to go out of their comfort zone. This is unfortunately what happens in most of the times. But what is important is to involve, because the involvement is the key for expanding the innovation initiatives and also for having results in the implementation of innovation activities. We have noticed, for example, that there is always been a lack of collaboration and communication among the different offices, among the different parts of the university. Still, we are experiencing this problem, but we are trying to overcome this, because if you have people that speak the same language, think not in the same way, of course, but can contribute with different ideas and different feedbacks and approaches to the objectives that are set, this is something that can lead to have results. So involvement is the key for having success in innovation activities. This is my humble opinion.
Okay. And do you mean, Arthur, that this innovation hub has a different unit under the structure of the university, or its individual efforts?
This is again another good question. We didn't give this innovation hub a specific status inside the university, meaning it's not something like a department with a structure. Of course, it has a structure, but it's not codified as a department or as a specific center, as an institute inside the university. But it's led by our area, coordinated. It's a better word, and it's something that is left outside, let's say, regulated limits. I don't know how you can say. It was useless to have a new part of the university with a specific status, a specific financial allocation, etc. No, this is something that helps the different part of the university. It's like more or less what we do with the projects. We help, any person inside the university, of course, in this case, a professor or researcher, to submit a project and to manage a project. In this way, we help any part of the university to launch and implement innovation initiatives, having in mind, of course, the strategic plan of the university.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's clear.
You're welcome, Sadiq.
Thank you, Dr. Sadiq. Other questions from other colleagues? Arturo, you mentioned that you created a guide association for e-learning with more than 130 universities from Italy and abroad. In this association, any, let's say, Arab universities?
Yes, the Arab university coming from, for example, from Egypt. There were three. I use the past tense because, as I told you, up to now the association is in standby. But there were also, of course, there were universities from Arab countries, and there also was one professor from the Birzeit University that was part of the scientific committee of the organization. So,
I have another question regarding this interesting innovation hub, the structure of innovation hub in your university. Can you please brief 1-2 minutes? Because as these blocks, we already, as you mentioned, we have also in our Palestinian universities, more or less, but we not have the links you mentioned here between these blocks together. Can you introduce how the links between these different structures, how they strengthening each other? In brief, I mean, what is the relation between innovation ecosystem, public management, life learning, internationalization? How they linking together? How they strengthening each other? In brief.
No, it's you should see. I think this is what we try to do. Which are the linking points between the different areas?
Yeah.
For example, innovative ecosystem. We are working on the creation of programs with companies. At the same time, we try to expand this collaboration to having contacts with the network of those companies in order to create programs, for example, or in order to make projects, or in order to offer research results. Of course, if it's possible. Of course, if it's possible. The same with public engagement. You work with the startups, with innovative small and medium enterprises. What we are going to do? You are going to make events with them. This is also public engagement. We are going to work on the standards, for example. We developed the standard the pre-standard that I showed you with along with the cluster, the national cluster for manufacturing, but also with the National Association of Business Networks, small and medium business networks. So, which are association which is made also by startups and innovative SMEs. With this, with those people, what we are going to try to do is also to have, perhaps, create short programs that can be released and provided to their dependents and offered also to other people. And so we are going to create a catalog, and we are doing this, for example, with a couple of companies. I told you, for example, that we are working on the technological transfer with the company called Intellera Consulting. But with them, we have also created a couple of short programs that are already in the catalog of the university. The model of technological transfer that we are developing with that company can also be transferred to an international level. In my visit, in our visit, because we were a delegation to Germany, we presented this idea of technological transfer, this model that we want to implement in the Italian territory. that can be also implemented in Germany. The same, of course, with partners from them. So what we are trying to do is to see which are the linking points between the all areas. Of course, this has to be done by a high-level area, which is ours in this case, that should have the vision, the complete vision of the innovation activities and initiatives that, but also the ordinary activities that the university is going to do. And this is what we can do in order to put together the activities. And this is also something that helps saving, I don't want to say time, but for sure efforts, because if you have to develop lifelong learning programs, if you're going to develop those programs with the companies that are inside your ecosystem, or with the companies with which you are going to, you have contacts because you make things together for the society, for the territory, and with which you also make research projects, you save time and resources, of course. So this is not something disruptive, but this is something that needs a vision, and of course, and something that needs to to be constant. Let's say to be always on the point, to be very attentive to what you are doing as a university. This is, in a way, this is also the idea of the system, the management system that you should have. Each part is linked to the others, otherwise you're not going to have good results.
Yeah, I got your idea. Thank you.
Thank you. Arturo, just one question from my side too. I would like to know or to ask about who manage this innovation hub. Is it centralized or decentralized for all the faculty? But I can see that there is some activity, and the activities should be centralized in one unit. And I can see also there is some other activities which could be managed by each faculty or deanship at the university. So how do you manage that, or who manage the innovation hub at all?
As I told you, we our area is the one that coordinates a little bit the whole system. Of course, for the different areas, there are even other areas of the university that are involved, but the general vision should be devoted to one specific area, which is in this case ours. Because otherwise, if you don't have a picture of the system, of the general system, of course, you cannot have, again, you cannot have good results for what you want to do. So if in the creation of programs, for example, of course, there is the didactic department involved. There is the specific office which is dedicated to the creation of masters or short programs or vocational programs. But we have to know what they are doing, and we can give them inputs, or we can have inputs from them, but we have to know the whole system. Of course, there should be a coordination of the whole system.
Thank you. A last request from our colleagues. Sure, we will send them the PowerPoint presentation. But Arthur, it is possible to send us the ISO if you have a soft copy of it. I don't know if it is possible or not. And this Italy standard you mentioned, UNI 11,814. Is it possible to have them as a soft copy to see what material we can benefit from these two?
I have to recover it because this is something that can be found on the ISO website and the UNI website. It's by payment.
Okay.
So I have to see if we have it that can be distributed.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Other comments or questions? Okay, then Arturo, thank you very much for your time, for your participation.
You're welcome.
Keep in
It
touch.
was a pleasure for me.
Thank
Great
you
pleasure.
very much.
Thank you very much, Arthur.
Thank you. Thank you.
These kinds of yes. Now, Dr. Saleh, you would like to say something?
Yeah, the final or the closer of this. So I would like to talk a little bit about the project. So the people or the participants have an overview about our activities. Okay. And there will be no need for the afternoon session. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I think you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay. In fact, I will talk briefly about the project. This REACH project, we have extended for 1 year more. So the closer it will be in 2024, okay, in November. So we have 1 year more, okay, 2023, sorry. The project about I don't know if I should speak in Arabic for that. تعزيز فرص العمل عن بعد لخريجي الجامعات الفلسطينية in reinforcing access to cross-border employment at Palestinian higher education institutions. Okay, I will give you an overview about the progress we have so far and the impact we expect from the project and how it will be sustained, and the cross-border employment centers which we open at each of the Palestinian universities which are partners in this project. Okay, as I mentioned, the main aim of the project to enhance the capacity of the Palestinian higher education institution in promoting cross-border employability. As we used to look for the local market, our university so far focused on the local market, but via this project we hope to look for the cross-border employment, so our graduates can work online, even though they are in Gaza, but they should work online. And we want to qualify the university, the alumni center, instead of focusing on the local market, to focus on the global market. So this is our major goal of the project, and the specific objective to reinforce the Palestinian higher education with the local and international labor market. So we are not focusing only on the local market, we should focus in the international labor market, and therefore change the curriculum based on that. And the second, to enhance the competence and performance of the career or alumni center, مراكز الخريجين أو وحدات الخريجين, they should focus also on the international market, not only the jobs available in the local market. They have to look for the jobs available at the international and market our graduates or alumni for this international market. And the last thing is to strengthen the graduates' skills and know-how required for the cross-border employment. So we have to qualify our students to work online. This is the third objective of the project. Okay, and as a partners, we have 6 partners in Palestine, and we have 4 partners in EU at the Europe country. Okay, the Gaza, the Islamic University in Gaza. In fact, we think about the geographic area. So from each geographic area, we took 1 university. So we have in Gaza 1 university, Bir Zayt Polytechnic University, Palestine Polytechnic University, and the Quds Open University in Najaf, and 1 partner, the Society of Women Graduates, to represent the female. Okay, and because the majority of beneficiaries from this project are the females, they prefer to work while they are at home. So, and based on our experience, the majority of the beneficiaries of such projects are females. And the last, for the EU country, we have Alicante University from Spain, we have Marconi University from Italy, and Ljubljana, University of Ljubljana from Slovenia, and Middlesex in London, UK. Okay. In fact, this is the budget of the project. We have equipment, around 30%, staff 40%, and subcontracting, and so on. And we have established the centers using the money for the equipment and the staff to produce the material and make the training for the graduates. Okay. Almost we finished with the work package 1, the need assessment and the benchmark to see the strength for each university at the Palestinian and EU level. So how we can benefit from each other. So we conduct benchmark study and we conduct need assessment for the global market to qualify our students for the cross-border employment. And then we develop the training material, okay, with the help of our EU partners. We are at this stage at training of trainers. And after that, we have to train the graduates based on the outcome from the training of trainers. This is the training implementation and equipping the cross-border offices. We finish this work package, and these are work package all over the project will be. Okay, as I mentioned, we have finished this work package 1 with some survey, literature review, disk research, and need assessment, the second paper. And we figured that we need 4 categories of skills: personal or soft skills, freelancing skills, and 3 technical skills at the IT and the translation and engineering. So these 2 skills are required for all the students, the soft skills and freelance skills, and the other 3 are technical for each specialty or each faculty required. And we finished the 3rd paper about benchmark to see the strength of each other and how we can benefit from each other. Okay. And for the work package 2, in fact, we have to qualify 300 graduates, and we call them 16 specialists. Most of them are professors, but also we want to qualify the admin staff at the alumni center. So we have 16 specialists plus 300 graduates at all Palestinian university. Also, we want to develop 18 modules. We distribute them into the group. We focus on the employability as freelancing, soft skills, and technical skills. These are the 3 groups. Because technical skill, we said it's 1 group, but it divided into 3 categories as translation, engineering, and IT skills. Okay. This is one sample. For the soft skills, we make groups to set what exactly the skills or the modules needed for each of the 5 categories. Okay. We finished with the freelancing skills at the University of Islamic University in Gaza, and the EU partner, they give us some training about the freelancing skills. We will have soft skills later by the next month. We will decide the date as a partner, and we will conduct some soft skills. And then for the technical skills, already we have received the technical skills from the EU partner, and some of the Palestinian professors and specialists, they develop their own modules for the technical skills. Okay. So this, as I mentioned, of the major activities. And for the cross-border employment office, we have equipped at least one office at each university. We call it a cross-border office. That office is equipped with computers and video conferencing system, a studio system to facilitate the communication between the graduates and the employer outside, and to facilitate also the training from outside to the Palestinian University. So we have equipped at each university one office called the cross-border office. And also we have developed a strategic plan for these centers or offices, and we finished with the platform. This platform, it will connect the trainers, okay, and the trainees and the employers. So this platform will be launched soon. Soon we start the training of our graduates. Okay, yeah, these are some material developed in the project. About the impact, in fact, we are in fact very motivated for this project outcomes. So we want to convert our attention as professors or academic from the local market to the global job market. So our students, they can find better job opportunities for them, okay, and also a higher standard of living, okay. And female, in fact, they have much more capabilities, but unfortunately, due to the culture constraints, they usually not working after the graduation, but via this project, they can work at home and they can find better job opportunities worldwide. Okay, so we expect to have some impact on the individual levels because our graduate can work online with international companies. So the competences they learn, it will be much valued than the competences they learn in the local market. At the institutional level, it's a new way of thinking to develop some curricula and to qualify the students. And also the alumni center, we have to change the way of thinking. So our graduates, we are qualifying them for the for the global job market, not for the local job market. And also at the higher education sectors, this project will have some impact on this regard. And also as a society as a whole, we hope that project will, in fact, so far we have achieved some results, and we see the impact of our training for the student. They find much better jobs and salaries than the ones available in the local market. About the sustainability, in fact, we think about the platform, we will have it sustainable. So after we finish with the project, we hope to make some business model to train the graduates to work online and also for the university students. In fact, in this sustainability, this last slide, we equipped the cross-border offices with the computer and the co-working space. So the graduates, they can bring their laptop and use the facilities available in the university, okay, to finish their work. And some room with multi-purpose room, they can make video conferencing with the others and studio recording some lectures and so on. And the web page, we have developed this platform. It will be used as a blended learning. So not all the material could be face-to-face. Some of the material could be via the internet delivered to the student, and it will be used as a job search engine. Okay, and the strategic plan, this cross-border employment center should, or the promoting of cross-border employability, should be a part of the curriculum. And even though we negotiate with the university how to involve the cross-border employability in the summer training. Instead of working in the summer training with the local company, the students, they can work with the global companies and earn some money and earn the competence they need. So this is what we are thinking about in the coming months or the last period of this project. Thank you, Will, for your attention, and I'm open if you have any question.
Thank you, Dr. Sadiq, for this introduction about the project. I don't know if any of our colleagues have a question or comment. If not, then I would like to ask you kindly to send us any comment or recommendations you would like to add to our report, because now after Sadiq presentation, we finished the program for REACH workshop on freelancing skills. Sorry, it was organized this workshop to be face-to-face, but due to the these circumstances now in Palestine, the European partners, they prefer to do all their presentations online. And of course, to travel from one city to another city not easy in these times in the West Bank. Therefore, we decided all sessions to be online. On my side, nothing to add. Only I can ask you if we can take a final photo for all participants. Of course, we will send you all presentation as we will receive it from Dr. Sadiq, the project manager. When they will send to us the presentations, we will share all these presentations with all participants. Do you like to take a photo together? Okay, Fadia.
Just give us seconds here.
Yeah, sure.
And final remark, Dr. Ahmed. In fact,
Yes, please.
Now we are at the stage of developing the material for the freelancing skills. So I suppose that each partner university develop their own material, okay? And soon we will ask the trainers to put their training materials at the platform we are developing. So the material, it will be available, and the student, they can register using that platform, and we open sections for the student with each trainer. So now we will give deadline soon. We agree about that, okay? But at this stage, we finished with the freelancing skills. So I suppose each of the Palestinian university start developing their own freelance training material.
Sure, thank you. Can we take a photo now?
I talked to.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, at the end, I would like to thank you for your participation, for your time during these 3 days, and hope to see you face to face on the next event or next meeting. And hope you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
باي باي مع السلامة.
Thank you. See you.